Thank you for watching Studio 7 from the Permian Basin Chevy dealers.
So let's get things started today with a DIY project that we know is going to get your creative juices flowing. In this week's No Place Like Home, our guest is Shanti Terry with a project that a lot of us have probably considered before. We are jealous of people like you who are creative and can make this happen, because I know there are chairs like this that sit in just about everyone's home, right?
Yes.
So when you see this chair, what do you think?
I think it's a trash to treasure type deal. Maybe it's forgotten and it needs to be reloved, repurposed, but it still has potentials.
Is there a story with this particular set of chairs?
Yes, I was actually on the way to my aunt's house and I was driving past and I saw this table and I almost got whiplash with my double take to flip my car back
just
around.
Out on the side of the road?
Yeah, it was just sitting out in someone's yard. It's
Stop.
a full table with 3 leaves. It's like 8 feet long. It stretches out to, and it's got 6 chairs. It's from the 1920s or 30s. Down here on the tag, the Webster Manufacturing Company, I looked them up. They went out of business in 1932.
Wow.
So it's a pretty old set, so I was super excited to get it.
Oh, I'm so glad you're saving it. Okay, so you brought the chairs in the different stages. This is how it started. What happens next for you in the process?
The first thing I do is sometimes, so I don't get stuck on picking colors, is I go ahead and choose a fabric. So that kind of helps prod you along. If you're feeling stuck and you don't know color-wise what you want to do, you could pick out your fabric first.
Okay, and we're going to show you that in just a minute. It's awesome. I love the fabric.
Thank you. So I went and picked that out, and then I did my colors based around that. I had some silver and gold in my fabric, so I knew where I was going. So you pop the cushion off, and I, whenever I can, I like to leave some of the wood exposed. So if I can save some of the wood, that's what I do. That's why I went ahead and sanded it here on the second step. And I could see when I sanded that I got some gorgeous tiger oak. It's one of my favorite wood types. And it's got this striations and kind of wavy lines, kind of like tiger skin. So you sand it down, and I went ahead and primed it with some clear primer. Because sometimes on these older pieces, the oils in the wood.
And here, or just where you're going to paint?
Just where I'm going to paint. This we just leave raw because we'll stain that. But on this stuff here, sometimes it's tricky. Sometimes the oils in the woods will come through when you're switching to a lighter color paint. So it's something for everybody to remember whenever you're redoing an older piece, is to prime it first with a clear primer that specifically says that it blocks bleed through. I know there's one available at Found Furnishings in Midland. They carry the Maison Blanche paint line, and they have a ton of different products. Most of the products I use on these chairs are from there. And so you can get everything that you need to prime it and prep your chairs from over there.
Did you hand sand, or do you have the machine?
I used an orbital sander on these. I used to hand sand, but
at this point you're beyond that, right?
I'm not going to do that anymore. I like to use my machine. You just make sure that you don't get too rough of a grit. I used 80 grit on these. If you do 50 and things like that, you might start getting big lines and you're taking off too much. Something lighter, 80, 120, just to sand this top layer off and get your wood exposed.
So step 1, step 2, then do you move to the paint?
Yes, I use a sprayer these days. I used to paint by hand. I still do when necessary. I always do when I'm doing kitchen cabinets and things like that, because sprayers are so messy. But on chairs and things like this, since they're kind of have a lot of funny angles, I tape them off after I've stained them and then go ahead and spray them with their color. This is silver mink from the Maison Blanche paint line. It's a very pale, soft gray. Yeah, and I thought it paired nicely with the color there from the tiger oak.
So now how did you go from this finish to this deeper wood finish?
That's just a stain. I chose, I actually did a combination. I did dark walnut, and then I put some espresso stain over the top. Those are from Minwax. You can get them from, Home Depot, Lowe's.
It's gorgeous. And I do love that you kept the wood exposed.
Yeah, I love that.
To.
I mean, it's so pretty. You had it covered up, and I don't know why they did it, but that's fine. I like to, for freshening it up for today's look, go ahead and re-expose the wood, and if I can do it anywhere, then I always do.
It's gorgeous. Okay, let's see the final product. So here is the end result. I am obsessed with this. I hope you can see the fabric. I told you how pretty this is.
I love the fabric. That's what I picked most of the designer on. I saw the fabric and was like, okay, we've got to have this. Let's design around the rest of it. So
it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Okay, so 2 things. I hope that you will show us the table when you finish that as well.
Definitely.
We've seen the chairs today. If people want to learn about this, they can follow you on social media, right?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Shantique's Design. If you search Shantique's Design on Facebook, that's where you can find me. I have a website, shantiquesdesign.com, and you can always find me in Found Furnishings. On the weekends, I'm there painting. And I have a booth now here over in Odessa in Vintage Deluxe. So I'm all over the place. Just look me up, Shanti Terry or Shantique's Design.
Okay, we'll have all the information on our Studio 7 Facebook page as well. Get ready, because we're going to have Shanti back and inspire us in lots of different ways, from cabinets to chairs to tables. You do it all. And most of us want to learn. And then if we can't do it on our own, we know where to turn to find the help. This is really awesome. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.